Hey guys, Thumbs Leroy here. I am the day on the left, on the right. I am the day on the left and the right. Without the forces of darkness, shadow, or night, I am the day. Hey, 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 I am the day. So, Merry Christmas. Merry, 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 Merry Christmas, guys. Really, really happy for about all the love and support we've been receiving, the smiles from some of our favored or our favorite stars that have been inspiring us. Well, we're very grateful about that. Thanks so very much. God love you. Um, Enjoyed uh, being on the mission of just eating all day yesterday. Like it was the thing to do. Just eat and eat. And of course, it prepared us to go back to normalcy today. And I do believe we're going to be on that diet tomorrow, counting calories to recondition us and bring us back down. Because otherwise, I'm going to have to buy fatter pants to get into, I think. And no, I'm not complaining because we feel a lot better. And we're feeling stronger and we're able to sit and stand without that being a terrible, terrible task. We're feeling like, oh, we can't get back up or anything like that. We don't feel like we need a walker. So thank God Almighty, and thanks to all my friends who have loved and helped me. Thanks to all of heaven, all the God people. Um, First thing I heard whenever I got out today was Johnny Mathis' Sleigh Ride, and you can't get more cheery than that. And I thought, well, I guess we've officially begun the season of peace, light, and good love, cheer, the Christmas spirit deal. And so, yeah, let's try to carry it forward from today on. Just be of good cheer. Ask for the light to shine upon you. There's nothing wrong with asking for more light to be with you, to shine upon you. That's basically asking for joy to be made part of you. And I would advise everyone, if they ever get the chance, to have the light join with them. Because I will say this. He said, my burden is light. Now, most people will take that as it's not heavy, you know, but light, there it is a burden of some sort, because it does change you from. I'll put it to you like this: it's a lot easier to go through life without something like that as part of you, because you can write this, that, or another off and decide to be cynical this way and or ignore that, blah blah blah, and be insensitive to these things. Okay, but with the light, that becomes more difficult. I saw one of them saying the other day, it's about don't let them take your compassion from you. Well, they can't take my compassion. They wouldn't know what to do with it even if they could. But the simple fact of the matter is that after being bled for so long by the worthless, uh, we've dialed that way back. That empathy and compassion thing, we're going to be a lot more selective on that. So, yeah, we don't. Uh, but again, I see that there is certain enemies that seem to be still trying to be attached and trouble. And of course, they're just bringing more and more curses upon themselves. So I'm not going to worry about that. You guys keep praying against them for me. Heaven will defeat them for us. Um, and we'll just continue to rise and become more and more inaccessible to them. I was attacked a little while ago. Some bad stuff was delivered to us. But I've been told that they're on their last leg, basically. They are being disconnected from me permanently. And these that did the worst, and that we will be made completely and totally inaccessible to them and all that they have. So it won't matter what they come to toss upon us or try to try to burden me with, they just won't be able to gain access enough to us to do so. And that'll solve that problem, because at that point, them and all their hate, it becomes inconsequential to us, which is the way it's supposed to be. and it shall be. Uh, that way, they're forced to, if they have anything that they need to say, they're forced to actually show a little respect and show up and talk like a real person, rather than working forces from just outside the, in other words, cowardly and deviously, you know, and put everything on a more honest level. Um, so I'm glad about that. I'm glad that's happening, and that we won't have to be dealing with those people and those kinds of tactics. Um, what else? Well, the light is the love. That's as far as I can tell. One of the things that I got the treat of listening to the Johnny Mathis song, right? And which I had to ask, Johnny, do you ever stop to breathe? But it's a I recommend the entire album. I'm going to dig mine out. I'm in the mood for it. I've got the Christmas spirit, bigger than all get out. And now that things have been improving and that we're being made safer and more safe, um, more than ever, the Christmas spirit seems to be bubbling up more and more, brewing in here. And I'm very happy about that too. Very grateful for all of you that do love us and care about us. Very grateful of that. It seems like we're being rescued by loving people that know what it is, know what light is, and the value of it. Um, and after the Johnny Mathis song, we heard "Hark the Herald Angels Sing." Perfect, perfect second song, second Christmas song to hear for the season, and reminded me, part of what we're supposed to do and be. And I kind of accept that now. Because it'll prove itself out to be what it is. And what I could say to the people of the enemies who are ate up with jealousy and envy and blah, 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 dysfunctionality city, who are willing to, keep doing things that keep putting black marks against them instead of showing respect, okay? All I can tell you is stop. You haven't listened to me before and you think you know best, but obviously you don't. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in all the troubles and problem and have all the problems you have, and or be facing what you think that you're facing. Okay? Which, guess what? It can get a lot worse. So much worse you can't even believe it. Remember, we haven't even been trying here at this point yet. We've still been trying to be nice and friendly, peaceful, because I keep thinking of that stupid, it's like, are people just damned to repeating the same stupid mistakes over and over through every lifetime? Does that king who was going to condemn his replacement and chase him all over the place and murder him, does that soul ever wake up to the fact that all they had to do was be a good guy to that guy, to be like a dad to him? Because David had all the respect and love that he could possibly have for the man. He could have just played that through straight, just being as nice and as sweet as possible, let that young man grow up to become the king, his replacement, and then he could have retired in luxury, protected by the king who loved him. And all that guy needed to do was to figure out that you're retiring sooner or later anyway. Something or someone is going to replace you sooner or later anyway, and then discern the character of his prophesied replacement. If he could have discerned that character and understood that he in fact did have the heart of God, a heart after the same as God it has, then he would have known he was completely safe with that man, the king that was to replace him, and that he would have been cared for and respected and taken care of, set aside in a nice, very comfortable position. So I look out there and I see, like I got attacked a while ago. Some bad stuff was given to us, and all I can see is people acting as though they just have no ability to discern what's correct for themselves. Like they're unable to think in ways that would behoove them far beyond what they could imagine. Like they're unable to, even though it could be, the crown set up on our head and light and glory and this, that, and another going on. I'm floating 20 feet off the ground. They'd still be, some idiot part of them would still be going, it's just because blah, 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 and let's just, and wouldn't be accepting of it and wouldn't be respectful of it, condemning themselves further and further and further. And now I've noticed that in Capricorns. I've heard, that Scorpios can be their own best friend or worst enemy, sort of like a Pisces. And that Scorpios will either soar like an eagle or just be constantly stinging themselves to death, you know. And what I've seen in Capricorns is this almost what seems to be a death wish. Like they're looking for someone to say, you know what, and then just beat them to death. But they go out seeking to create problems. I'm not saying every Capricorn is like that. There's, we're talking about Capricorns that have issues. Okay, and whenever you hear me say issues, we're talking about emotional issues, right? Psychological problems, which really in effect is demons. They've indulged the wrong demons, namely anger, okay, and then vengeance and all this other stuff and witchcraft and, oh dear God in heaven, didn't they give up their right to be loved long time ago? And all I can say is one more time, back off. Do like George Costanza. Stop following your natural instincts and instead succeed. Even if it's investing a whole lot of moves that you don't want to do, so there's a long-term payoff at the end of it, instead of being condemned to eternal death, damnation, and horrors that you can't even imagine. Maybe there'd be something better. I don't know. That's just the hopeful person in me, that keeps thinking, well, there's redemption for all. Well, I don't know. I've got to the point where I've seen so many of these people that are ate up with hate so bad, and it's like it's become their main go-to personality, in any type of stress, which is conditioning that they've been given. It I don't know if there's any cure for it. It may be that they're just self-destructive and can't save themselves from that. Because basically, I do believe, I'm not going to condemn anybody by saying if you carry hate that you're doomed, to a form of self-annihilation. But think about it, what hate is and what it hates. Okay, does it love the light or goodness or family or happy times between people or love? Does it does it like any of that stuff? Have you ever seen those that are most hateful foster any of that really in any way that it would be lasting and sincere, instead of that just being used as another tool to stage more pain and suffering to occur? Excuse me, I was witnessing someone driving a vehicle with right-hand drive, which you don't see that too often. I'm not going to try and make this message again. It seems like, I needed to address the crazy people again. And seriously, you can see what I'm being told is you can see the writing on the wall. That is, it's becoming as plain as anything to everyone. And I guarantee you, those who have been utilizing me to appear to others as though as they were blessed by the heavens or were a part of the light, that's all being found out. That's that's not going to last. Those people is exposed for being the imposters that they are, and for doing what they've done to me to gather to them my blessings. And this talk about how they were trying to replace us or take our destiny or whatever, that's all exposed to all of society as well. So there's just no possibility that you can win. You are cursed to fail against us. If you're, I told you in the beginning, don't be my enemy. Now, if you've been acting as my enemy, so you're doomed to fail, lose, and be defeated. And that's all you're going to experience. As the enemy, you're going to be defeated and defeated, defeated, and we'll be victorious. And you will fail, and I'll succeed. And you will lose, and I will gain. And what I gain will be good. And I am told again that yes, we get our height back. So pay that, because you don't want it to be extracted from you. You just want to be able to voluntarily put that forward. I would advise you to quit fighting this, because the more you do against it, the more you're setting yourself up for problems, great problems. Remember, as you've sown here, okay, and so, but past that, guys, let's just keep on, winning. Let's keep that Christmas spirit growing, and the light increasing, light bright. Dun, 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 dun. And soon, once we get up there, we'll gather all the other people that are of my kind to us, and we'll all get together, and I guess we'll all rise up into the sky, and we'll just, bring a whole bunch of people up, with all those chains of love or whatever we'll be having. And we'll be making a great vibration, and things will get a lot better. And maybe we'll visit Olympus and reset a few things in the machine. Whatever, Oh, goodness, excuse me. But I hope this message finds you well, and I hope that you continue doing well, and I hope that you're of joy, and that, and again, pray for the light to shine upon you. There's nothing wrong with praying for yourself, and especially in this darker time of the year. So again, be of good cheer, and know that it's working out, and it's an eventuality. Guys, everybody that's working for me, thank you so very much. I'm praying that you're rewarded with light that shines upon you, or blessings of heaven, gifts of the Spirit, that you'll be filled with joy, especially at this time of the year. God loving, God keep you. We'll talk to you real soon.